Well, hello everyone. My name's Ian. This is my shed. You know you're welcome. If the thumbnail works, you can see I've got the bonnet up on the Volvo, the new car. First of all, let me say how pleasantly surprised I am that it got so many views and so many comments. Yeah. The reason I do YouTube is I share what I'm doing, my adventures in life and in the shed, with a select group of friends, all friends. And I make it public so that if anyone wants to watch, they can do. And by the views, obviously, they are doing. And for that, I'm thankful, and you're welcome to follow my adventures in life. My trials and tribulations, should I say. Right, so I bought a new car. Sorry, I changed my car. How did that come about? Well, it's a combination of circumstances. It was my MOT on the Skoda was due. So for you people in America, every year your car has to go in and have a government inspection. You could see the amount of lights that was on the dash, that it had several problems. Not insurmountable, not unfixable. That sounds a strange saying. I could have got it back on the road, spending around about £300, but that would not have fixed its long-term problems. It's still over-pressurising. That's going on 20 months now. All signs point that it was the head gasket that was going, Anthony. However, my son had bought a car. He bought a Volvo, and I like the look of it. I like the style of it. But I've always wanted it. I've always had estate cars, so I looked at Volvo estate cars, and they're quite pricey. I think you're talking £2,500, £3,000, and if you go down to maybe a 54 plate, 53 plate, and older, they're still fetching £1,500–1,600. And I said I weren't going to pay that amount of money. So that's by the by. Right, how did that come about then? Okay, it all started off with a piece of wood. This piece of wood. I needed to repair a fence, so I wanted some strips of wood about so big, so thick, although with a certain profile. So I've got a nice balk of timber from wood. It's only outdoor. Run that through the saw, give myself some strips of wood that I needed. And it's on the same day that I've took my car for a pre-government inspection, a pre-MOT. That's where I got the news that I'd have to spend a certain amount of money to get it going, to get it passed. Now, I'm a firm believer in fate, in karma, and things that happen when they do for a reason. There be other people out there who have different views. You're welcome to your own views. My life experiences tell me that when push comes to shove and you're backed into a corner, things happen. They happen for a reason. And this is one of those instances. So I was going to saw this timber up. I remeasured and found out I really needed it that wide. As you can see, wider than the piece of wood I had. So I decided, I have a friend, a long-time friend, who runs a wood yard. So I decided to go and pay him a visit. I've not seen this guy for over 2 years. On my way home, it was about 6:30 in the evening. On my way home, I called to my friend. I knock him up, because he lives where his yard is. Said, "Hello, Sid." And his typical reply was, "My God, I've not seen you for 2 years. You must want something." He knows me so well. So I explained I need some pieces of strip timber. Could he let me have some? He wanted to drop them off at the weekend. I said, "No, I need to do the job tonight. I need to take them home." He says, "Come on." So he put his boots on. We go outside. And out the blue, he just says to me, you're not after buying a car, are you?" I said, "Funny enough, I am." He points to a big 4x4 Jeep type of thing. Totally not me. I said, "No." I said, that ain't me. I said, "Not that type of car." He said, "No, I'm not that one." He said, "The one behind it." And the one behind it, lo and behold, is a Volvo V50 car. So I said, "That's nice." I said, "But I want an estate car." He said, "That's an estate car." And I was like, wow. I said, how have you come across this?" He said, "Well," he said, "I know this lady and her father's died. He's just bought a new car, so he's left it to his daughter. The daughter has this estate car. She can't keep both cars where she lives, so she's brought it here." And I said I could use it. Now he wants to bit of land, and he wants to like throw bales of hay in the back, run it round the farm, etc. He said, "But it's a bit too good for that, bit too good condition." So what are you doing with the Skoda? So I tell him it's MOT's due. I'm going to scrap it. And to cut a long story short, we did a deal. I picked it up for £1,200, £1,200. Now, and I threw the Skoda in, which was, to me, it was a no-brainer. I didn't have to get rid of it, and it was now his problem. I've never been a guy that knows how to buy motor cars. I'm not one that knows how to check all the things and see whether it's worth buying or it's a wreck. Now I gave this a little bit of thought, and I thought, I've been looking for a V50 estate. They're all out my price range. I'm in need. I go and visit a friend I've not seen for 2 years, and he has the exact car that I want at the money I've got to spend. He's shown me some paperwork where he's had work done on it. He's had a new clutch. We can go online over here in the UK and look at all the previous government inspection failures. So if you look back and say he's had a tie rod end failure, well, it must have been done to pass. I've done a little bit of research online as well, and I decided I'd buy it. I bought it without driving it. I bought it without even turning it on. Normally, that's a no-no, isn't it? That could be like you buy a pig in a poke. In fact, that's exactly what I said to Sid. I said, "You're not selling me a pig in a poke here, are you?" And he went, "No, swear on me, swear on my kid's life." He says, "I know where it's come from. Never let her down. I needed an estate car. I took it off her hands to help her. So I went and bought it. Fate or not, karma or not, that's what I did. Right, better go and have a look at it, haven't we?" Alright, I paused to do this video. I made a box. I needed a box. I'll show you why I need a box. We're in a state of chaos in here, state of turmoil. I'm sick of it. I was watching KD1 the other day, as well as like scrap kingdom, all of us, all those scrap men, are all afflicted with the same thing. We just get a little walkway to where we want to go. Apart from Cruiser Mac, that is. You can eat your dinner off his floor. So I've decided enough's enough. I'm pulling everything out. I'm going through it, bidding a load. I've been creating space. I need a box to go in there. I can put things in. That's where I'm up to. Throat's getting a bit dry. Halloween's gone. November, the 5th of November's coming. So we're all, local beers are all themed in that way. Right, okay. I get everything out when I need to do a job. Right. Right. So, the Volvo. I told you I bought it with the barest inspection. It had a flat battery, so when I come to pick it up, it charged it up, fired up, no problem. I was surprised at the way it ran. It didn't seem to have much bant in it. But the Skoda didn't. And that was a 2-litre diesel. This is a 2-litre diesel. I didn't really think much of it. I was a bit disappointed. I thought it'd be a little bit more nippy. It wasn't. I've got one of these OBD, well, a code reader. Put the code reader on and it came up with a couple of engine codes. A little bit of research basically said there was a sensor problem. A little bit of look online and it was saying take them out and clean them. So there's two on the air inlet. There's one here, one here. There's another sensor here which I didn't touch. And inside here it's just a little metal coil. It was totally covered and coked up. Cleaned it in petrol. That was fine. You can see where the wires go in. Focus. On this particular sensor, I took it out, I cleaned it, and as I was putting it back, I noticed that this yellow wire was barely hanging on by a thread of copper on the inside. So I ended up taking this plug apart, totally apart, soldering new fly leads on, and at the moment I just chocolate blocked them straight back into the loom. Now I do need to do something a bit better than that, a bit more waterproofing. Or what I really need to do is to go to a scrapyard and cut a new plug off an old scrap car. Well, I'm pleased to say that once I did that, started her up, boom. 140 brake horsepower. It's one of those where you put the foot down, it throws you back in the seat. So I was a little less worried after I'd done that little fix. Right, I've papped on way too long. You can see I have a load of stuff in the garden I need to put away. So I'll see you lot in the next video. And the draw. A perfect fit. I can do woodwork, you know. Or should that be called, or should that be cabinet making?